What's up? Can you guys hear me? I have to do a better job of keeping my head in frame. All right. Welcome in, everyone. We're playing some Kassandra today. Doing a little live stream. Looks like we won the dice roll. All right, let's see what we got here. 1 land, 2 land, 3 land with... Ooh, that. Yeah, okay, I like this. This is good. Keep this. Low volume, huh? I probably need to bring this closer to my face and then do... Check, 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 check. That better? Is the volume getting better? Sweet. So yeah, playing some Kassandra Eagle Bear. We're going first. Got a hand that I actually like quite a bit. We'll start with the Samaria. I guess we could have gone Ancient Tomb, Umazawa's, but I guess that's like really aggressive. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to post the streaming link on Twitter. And I am not so great at multitasking. Alright, that is done. Mana Crypt. Uh-oh. Admiral Brass Unsinkable. Haven't seen this one. Have seen this, though. This thing gets pretty funny, actually. Admiral Brass Unsinkable. So what? 5 mana for 3/3. Enters battlefield mill 4. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may return target pirate creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. It has base power and toughness 4/4. It gains haste until end of turn. Interesting. Don't really know what to make of that yet. What up, Flintlock? The commander is Kassandra Eaglebear. I should have a video coming out on her very soon. It was kind of a weird game, though, and I didn't get to test all the new cards I wanted, so I figured I'd just run a little live stream of it. Work? You're an East Coast guy, right? Or West Coast, sorry. Right? Oh no, Ashling Flame Dancer? Oh, that might put a real damper on this game. The Wanderer could help, though. Yeah, Wanderer actually shuts down at least some of what Ashling does, so that's a thing. Let's get this Ancient Tomb in. Let's get the... How many cards that can put us on? We might have to discard... Actually, let me see here. Yeah, we'd Well, we have a Sun Titan, so I guess that's fine. There are no green decks at the table, though, so this Archaeomancer's map may not be quite as good as it usually is. Archaeomancer's map. Wait, is this basics only? Basic planes. Okay. As I'm looking at it, we have no red mana. That may have been an oversight with this keep. Discard planes. Did I ever get to play a land? No, we played the Ancient Tomb. We're good. All these crazy arts. I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. That's because I haven't live streamed in forever. That's why you haven't caught any. I did one maybe like a month or two ago, probably 2 months ago. I've been wanting to do them a little bit more, but I need to be able to carve out the time to do that, so that's been a whole thing. Um, I'm trying to get back into the swing of content because I know I've been kind of slacking on that for a bit. I've been working on some other stuff in the background, and that's been taking horrendous amounts of time. So it's not like I'm sitting around doing nothing. I can't wait to be able to share that stuff with you guys, but it has been time consuming. What is this? Urbrask Forge. Beginning of combat in your turn, put an oil counter on it, then create X1s, where X is the number of oil counters on it. Sacrifice tokens at the beginning of the next end step. Seems solid. Is this like a counters deck or something? 1/1 haste trample. Yep. Let's see what else we got. We got Eldrazi guy. I don't know if I can say that word. Zuladoc? Void Gorger? Oh, that'll be terrible. Colorless spells you cast from your hand with mana value 7 or greater have Cascade, Cascade. What could possibly go wrong? We have two very stack-based kind of decks with Ashling and Zuladoc, and I'm not thrilled about any of that. Opponent goes over there, hits for 1. I do like that. But I am nervous about our ability to control things on the stack. I guess at the very least, if we get Jit in play, we can try to keep their creatures out of play. But we do need red mana. I wasn't thinking about it in the moment. For some reason, I thought this could get us the dual lands, but it cannot. All right, let's read this thing again. At the beginning of your end step, put an influence counter on it and scry 2. Then target opponent may have you draw a card. If that player doesn't, mill X cards where X is the number of influence counters on it, and that player loses life equal to the mana value of those cards. Have them draw 1 card. No. If I remember this right, I think you say no early, and then you say yes late when the damage is going to get ridiculous. Well, they mill a black market. That's one I'd rather not see him play. Malcolm in the graveyard. Five color Eldrazi commander and paper having 2 effective Cyclics in the deck is just mean. Oh yeah, no. Yep, Cyclonic Rift is a disgusting card. 5 color in general is kind of disgusting at this point. Like, yep, here come the rituals. I am nervous about this Ashling deck. I did have a Spell Shock in this list at one point, but I had to cut it because I was testing a bunch of new cards. Yeah, here comes Ashling. Turn 2 Ashling. No big deal. And so, like, when you see a Mana Vault and a Ritual, I mean, I guess the deck's going to have some rituals in it because that's just the deck, but Mana Vault tells me that they're probably trying to play above the power level of what this game really is. This may actually... So the problem is, if we cast the Wanderer, opponent's going to have these tokens and they can just attack it. But getting Ashling out of play would be a really good idea. And it does have exactly 4 power, so... we'll take a read of our commander, by the way. So it's Kassandra Eaglebear. 3 mana for a 2/2 with haste. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your graveyard, hand, or library for a card named the Spear of Leonidas, and then put it onto the battlefield. Whenever a creature you control with the legendary equipment attached to it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The Spear of Leonidas is pretty sweet. A lot of really cool modes on it. We'll see it when it hopefully comes out. What did opponent do with this? Oh, they shoot this thing. Okay. So, Palantir of Auriok down. Bedlam Reveler in the graveyard. Yeah, I don't like where this Ashling deck is going at all. Removal needed. Matter is Shaper. Oh no. Welcome in. Yeah, it's the first time I've done a live game in a little while, probably about 2 months or so. So you haven't really missed any, just haven't been doing them. So anyway, brings us back to our turn. There's a War Room. War Room helps us draw. It is not the red mana that we were looking for, though. This hand just got kind of weird. Can't really run the Wanderer down. War Room and draw? I think we're on War Room and draw. Oh, that's going to be some life loss. But yeah, we got to find red mana ASAP. So I don't want to show opponents that's what we have. There's a world. Nah. Yep. We'll draw with War Room at the end step. You know, I was a lot more excited about this hand about 10 minutes ago. Did not realize we were color screwed. And the super awkward Archaeomancer's map on the play. I was playing a game with mono whiteboard like, I don't know, 3 years ago or something. 4 years ago, it was a while ago. And he won the die roll, and he literally opted to go last because he's like, it shuts off literally all of the ramp in my deck. I'm like, that is fair. Nice. Opponent lays down a Never on the Ashling. Based on this, I wouldn't be surprised if Ashling scoops to that, actually. That's good. That'll, if nothing else, slow things down, which is what we need to happen here. What do you think of the new JIT? I actually saw it, I think in the... I filmed something with it. I think it might have been the first game with Kassandra that I played with it. It's really interesting. Untapping a land can be insanely powerful if you have powerful lands. One time I used a Feast and Famine on Cabal Coffers, and that's just ridiculous. So, yeah, untapping a land is very strong. What are the other modes on there? It's in the list. Take a look at the list while opponents are doing stuff. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's just tap this out and draw the card. Pay 3 life to do that. Down to 27. No big deal. At least it's something we can cast. Do like me some Arden. Anyway, here's a look at the deck list. So, we've got Kassandra, and she automatically finds the Spear of Leonidas, which is really cool. 3-mana equipment. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, choose one. Gains double strike until end of turn. Make a 3/2 legendary red horse, or discard 2 cards, then draw 2 cards. That is a lot of flexibility. And it's been really cool in the very small sample size that I've seen it. What were we just talking about? We were talking about the new JIT. Is it in this deck? Yeah, here it is. Lost JIT. So we got untap target land. Target creature can't block this turn. And put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature. Overall, it's less powerful than this one. But this one is actually insane. And it won't do it all the time. But, like, you know, if you get 4 or 5 counters on there and all the creatures on board are small, you can literally just run the table. Like, sometimes JIT just wins a game by itself. I'm not convinced that this one's going to do that. However, it is 1/1 to equip, which is like a really low cost. So I think relative to its cost, there's you know, a lot of potential there. I'd like to see it a little bit more. But it is a very cool card. Seems like it'd be nasty in Ishin. Yeah, I mean, like, everything is nasty in Ishin, is sort of the thing. So, you know, that's like, yeah, literally anything that says attacks on it is insane in an Ishin deck. Opponent's got a runaway Steamkin, so not completely out of the game. There's another Plains. Wow, finding all the white mana. Wow, that is awkward. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to get the Arden in. The good news is that Jit can gain us some life back, which is going to be important, I think. Yeah, I mean, I guess let's get the Slayer Stronghold just in case of a wheel or something like that. You can get the Umazawas. Importantly, let's see. Hold on, I got to read the order of this. The order of this and the order of Halvar are exactly the opposite clicking order, and I always get confused. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of aura and equipment you control to target permanent or player. Choose the permanent or player. All right, so choose that and choose this. I've definitely messed that up. Like I said, the clicking order is reversed from Halvar, and it gets weird. New Jit has been in Snapdax since Thunder Junction, but I haven't managed to play it yet. Yeah, I mean, it should be pretty legit in that deck. Snapdax with a double strike, giving it plus counter is going to be good. Removing blockers, going to be good. Yeah. I need to do, like, a video on this at some point, but, like, it's really easy to, like, select a bunch of best-in-slot cards. You know, like, we've got a Sunforger in here. It's just generically good. There is something to say about having, like, modal cards. And it's something that I've been pretty bad at in my Commander career, where I do tend to just choose things that, like, that do one job and do it really well, as opposed to cards that are maybe, like, a little bit less good than that, but do multiple things. And something that I would like to explore a little bit more, even though that's probably a little bit against the grain of, like, what's in now, because a lot of decks are just so strong and so fast that you do need to have just, like, focused game plan and, you know, stay on what you're doing. But occasionally you run into, like, a weird situation, then it's just like you need those extra tricks to be able to get out of weird situations. So, I don't know. Something I've been thinking about. Puts a charge counter on the Mirrodin's Core. I would go for a Mirrodin's Core right now. Wanting to try some of the new saddle creatures with Ishan also. I forget what those ones do. I did see them at one point. Oh, they're going to attack us. Well, yeah. I guess we're not going to block, so that's that. This is pretty cool. So instead of... I feel like all the other iterations of this make, like, multiple tokens. This just makes an increasingly larger token, which is kind of interesting. Our kingdom for a fetch land. If we can get a fetch with the Sun Titan, we'll be back in business. Modal cards are great, but I've seen plenty of players turn game-winning cards into little more than a cantrip by playing a mode that was available instead of holding it for a more opportune time. Yeah, I mean, that's the challenge with modal cards, right? Like, do you use it now or do you use it later? You know, there is skill in that, and there's probably also a little bit of luck in that too, right? Like, you know, you can make the best decision in the moment, but if someone has something crazy that you should have saved it, oops. Windbrisk Height or Spine Rock Knoll would be good value for this deck. Windbrisk is a little tougher. Ooh, Soulbright Flamekin. Windbrisk is a little tougher because attacking with 3... You're not always going to be doing that in this deck. I think my creature count is low-ish. Oh, yeah, 15, yeah. I don't envision attacking with 3 creatures a lot. I used to run Spine Rock Knoll a lot more, and I have found that it's just awkward. The coming in tapped, it does take, like... I find that, like, to activate the Spine Rock Knoll, I probably need to be hitting someone with a Feast and Famine to get that untapped so that you can actually use the land. And even then, I mean, it's okay. Like, it's okay. It's not bad. But so in this case, right, if you're playing a deck that has unlimited budget for the mana base, there's kind of no room for it. And that's one of those things where, like, if I'm on a budget, I'd actually run it, right? So I actually find I'm starting to find like deck building more interesting when you do have some restriction in place, but Magic Online doesn't really give you that once you have all the cards. So yeah, like you can definitely make more interesting land choices when you're on a budget and don't have like a full suite of duels and fetches and stuff. And I actually do enjoy that. Like some of my budget paper decks, they'll be like 2025 basics in those decks, and which is great for like Sword of the Animist, Hearth and Home, Burnished Heart, all that stuff. The fancier the mana base gets, like the lower the number of uh, actual basics in the deck gets. There's a Blind Obedience. That's a disgusting card. Though it's not the red mana we were looking for. What do we do? Am tempted to draw more. Still need to find. Oh, you know what this does? This has life gain attached to it, which I think we're going to be needing here pretty soon. That's a 3/2, 2/1. That's a 1/1. So I guess we're going over there. Okay, play this plains. I should have played the misfell. Maybe not. We'll see. Arden. Send this into the pirate opponent. Get some counters on this thing. They block. Counters on the Jit, and we could shoot the Runaway Steamkin. There's that question of, does Ashling scoop if we do that? I don't know. I'm going to get the Sun Titan and get that land. If we're only making white mana, then theoretically, if we ramp enough, we can get crazy with the, where is it, the War Room and the Blind Obedience. Use the ability. Well, we're winning the ramp war momentarily. Just that we are color locked. No mana kill target player. Yeah, we'll just see what the pirate player does here. Yeah, I mean that's a good point. This is not a deck that you wanna play too friendly with. Who in chat saw the video that I did with this maybe about 2 weeks ago? Because that was a wild game. It's easy to keep a focused game plan even if even your removal has modes that help your game plan. Yeah, that's the trick with modal cards is that like, if two modes help your game plan, if like one's removal and one is helpful for the deck, then that's a really good place to be. Jeff says, "I didn't just see it; I was in the game." Yeah, that was a game, huh? I think we're gonna try it. We're gonna try shooting the Runaway Steamkin here, and we'll see if it turns into player removal. Also, I wonder if they have any free spells. Like a free spell could mess this up. Deflecting. Well, I guess their commander's not in for deflecting SWAT. Yeah, man. Shoot it again. See if they scoop. What do you guys think in chat? Is Ashling gonna scoop when we kill this thing? Place your bets now. Down it goes. Hey, maybe they're playing Mog Salvage? Maybe. I don't even remember what that does, but I'm sure it's ridiculous. The original deck I thought of having modal cards was Feather, where the situational removal spells also double as protection. I mean, that's probably a pretty good spot for it. Everyone ganging up on the Ashling deck. Love that. So two 4/4s basically. Malcolm comes in off of the Admiral Brass the Unsinkable ability. That's not bad. This will get opponents some mana, and they may actually be ahead of us. Oh, we didn't get that blind obedience in like we were supposed to, did we? Whoops. Definitely next turn. Definitely next turn on the blind obedience. Yeah, especially there's some treasure production now. This deck's like probably half artifacts, so. Oh, it also hoses this thing. That's a good point. Good point. On the other hand, I think they've only attacked us with it once, but that is a risky game to play. Like, I do like the idea of them putting damage on our opponents. You kind of have to team up against Ashling. She can go off very easily. Yeah. Yeah, that's been my experience also. New Ashling is very much an all or nothing commander. Either it'll get hated out or a little emoji in the way, or go off hard. Yep, yep. That is my experience. They haven't scooped yet. That's interesting. I mean, it wouldn't be unreasonable for them to have another ritual in hand and just use that to get Ashling back, but then they do have to contend with this at some point, and you know, just the fact that like no one wants Ashling in play. No one wants that. I'm not super thrilled about this thing either, but at least it's got 4 toughness, which is like, you know, a couple counters on here and you can get rid of it. Everyone make sure they hit the like button, by the way, because I think it helps with the viewership of said live stream. You feel like the Pirates are a bigger threat? I feel like the Pirates are getting there. On like raw power, Ashling is still just very scary. So is Cascade is always scary in the command zone. But I do think Beckett Brass, or not Beckett, Admiral Brass has they have a generally better board state than these two opponents. So yeah, I can see where you're going with that. It's more of a I'd rather take my chances with the Pirate deck than with the Ashling deck or the Cascade deck. Forsaken Monument is a Magic card. Now's the time to build mono black Ashling for style points. I've thought about doing that. I have one. I've had one in a box since 2010 or something. And actually, I think it was in the very original incarnation of my Shieldred deck. And yeah, no, Ashling is a character that I love in this game. So don't tempt me with a good time because it could happen. Kozilek's Channeler coming in. Yep, definitely going to be on the Blind Obedience plan this turn. Opponent's gaining life. That makes me jealous. Opponent has mill. Opponent has a graveyard over here. Let's see. Impulsive Pilferer appears to be the only other creature. This is the Graveyard Brass. So, at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may return target pirate with a finality counter, has haste. And it's 4/4. Graveyard Hate will slow down the pirates. Yeah, so about that, I have a long history of not running enough Graveyard Hate. That is one of my shortcomings as a deck builder. Maybe we'll work on that next year. You made Ashley 99 Mountains? Should you do it for swamps and just watch people go on? Yeah, that'd be... That seems like a great meme. That sounds very funny to me. X-Guard Armory is more white mana that we really can't do a whole heck of a lot with. That is not ideal. Yeah, let's start by drawing with War Room. See if this gets us closer to anything that matters. Down to 18. That does make me nervous. Austere Command, I mean, that could be helpful at some point, but... Ugh. Well, this didn't go all that well. Play the Blind Obedience. I was really hoping to at least, like, catch a spell that we could cast. I mean, I guess we can cast the Wanderer next turn or something, but I do want to start extorting things very soon. Oh no, are we getting countered? We are. That's okay. Sun Titan can just grab that right back. So, no big deal right there. No big deal. Play the Mistveil Plains. Go to combat. Choose the Sun Titan. Choosing auras and equipments to attach. That'll be this Umazawa's. Swing into the Ashling deck. Getting back the Blind Obedience. Ha ha! They wasted a counterspell. Use the ability. Man, 2 ads in the past 15 minutes? Oh, I might have to... I don't know if there's like a setting for that. I know I have monetization on. I don't know how often they trigger, though. I can take a look at that after the stream. Man, the game gets faster and faster. I find myself appreciating life gain more and more. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's turn, what, 6? And we're down to 18? A good chunk of that is our own doing, but, you know... One aggressive deck at the table, and stuff like that happens. Yeah, life gain's super good. I was actually just thinking, like, this could be that time we see the life gain mode on the JIT, because our life is getting low, and we did not catch the spell that I was hoping to catch with the Blind Obedience, but we'll take our chances again next turn, and maybe we can finally extort something, get a red land, maybe play our commander, do all the stuff. Deck idea. Marilyn of the Morning Song plus Opposition Agent plus 95 lands. 3 recursion spells in case the agent goes down. That would work exactly one time. Every time after that, your opponents are grabbing a removal spell with their tutor. That's a great budget deck, though. Anything with like 95 lands, probably going to be a pretty good budget deck. CDC Undead Vizier that has 94 lands? Okay. Don't you have to oh, I guess you can sacrifice CDC to itself. I didn't realize that there were this many, like, 95 plus land decks that you could build. I've been aware of Ashling. Um, you can do one with Maelstrom Wanderer, too. You can do, what is it? I think Kiki and one of the things that goes infinite with Kiki. I forget which one it is. All right, let's see what opponents got. We need to build a treasure hunt deck is what we need to do. Coercive Recruiter. Oh, God. What's this one do? Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Oh, no. Well. Okay, yeah, this could get awkward. They're going to steal the Sun Titan, as you do. This could help us to get more counters on the Jit, which I wouldn't be sad about. That said, they may, like, attack us with stuff. They have borrowed our Sun Titan. I think it's also... Is it permanently a pirate now? Or is that until end of turn? I'm a spell slinger type deck. What do you sling? Mountains. I don't have the money to do this, but I would love to build Ashling 99 mountains with all Arabian Night mountains. It'd be horrendously expensive. Let's look that up. I am seeing $237 times, well, I guess roughly 100. So yeah, $2,300 and no, 23,000. I better get a calculator. Double check this. It's too late in the night to be doing math. Times 99 is, yeah, $23,000. Small price to pay for excellence. Oh, what does the opponent want to get back with their Sun Titan? They do have a lot of lands and artifacts. Gonna get back the Pilfer. Guess looking for more treasures. Thankfully, that'll come in tapped along with the treasure coming in tapped, because Blind Obedience is a disgusting card. Where are they going with the Sun Titan? Into us, of course. Oh, and the new pirate also gets our other guy stolen. Love that. Love that. Is this... Where's the thing? Okay, this is big enough to shoot with the Wanderer, which I think we're going to have to do because this is a headache for us. If they even have a fling or something stupid like that, I'm going to be really annoyed. They are going to make even more treasure mana. Yeah, Blind Obedience. At least slow them down until next turn. Counters on the Jit, so we can shoot stuff. Oh, that's another way to get stuff out of play. Down to 8. Yeah, I'm getting down there. Where did the steel... Okay, the steel pirate's right there. Token goes down. Okay, I'm now on board that the pirate deck may be the most threatening at this exact second. But we have removal that we can use to slow that down. But they still just have a flyer that is going to be a headache for us. Is Brian Stoutarm considered spell slinger since I sling creatures at people? I think it's creature slinger, technically. It's another funny deck, though. That'd be a fun deck to revisit. Because there's got to be... Ashling Scoops. Okay, yeah, I thought that would happen sooner or later, because the mana's bad for them. They kept, like, I think they kept one land. Yeah, they kept one land Mana Vault Ritual. Which, yeah, if you hate Ashling off the board, that's going to happen. So, down they go. Can't Jit gain you life? Yes, it can. And I have my finger ready on the button in case we need to do that. Probably the least used mode of the Jit. The +2/+2 is great for a Voltron strike. And the, what's this? Reveal a colorless creature card from your hand. Exile target creature. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. So they don't want to deal with this pirate thing either. Yeah, this is kind of a nasty card, actually. Zealous Conscripts. I mean, this is the pirate version of Zealous Conscripts. Zealous Conscripts is... It can be a lot more effective than people really give it credit for. Because you can steal any permanent with it, so you can, like, steal a Planeswalker. One time, a long time ago, I don't think I caught it on film, and I'm very sad about it. Someone had an Ugin on board, and they got it to ultimate mana, and I used Zealous Conscripts to steal their Ugin and ultimate their Ugin, and it was the most glorious thing you could imagine. So if your friends run a lot of Planeswalkers, run a Zealous Conscripts, and they will be very surprised when you ultimate their Planeswalker for them. Here comes that nasty commander we talked about. It does need to cast things with 7. They might have 7 mana. We're not going to have a chance to respond to the first thing they cast, which is unfortunate. Yep, there's a... Oh, okay, it's only... Okay, they're going small stuff. That's fine. As much as I want to undo auto yields, I'm trying to play at a decent pace. These games can get very slow. All right, what's left? So Impulsive Pilfer, we don't care that much about. Malcolm, we probably want to shoot. Ooh, that's a 6 now. That we probably want to shoot. Oh my God, it's red mana. Finally. Oh my God, we can finally do the thing the deck is supposed to do. Cast our commander. Wait, does it go on the hand? I'll go straight to the battlefield, right? Put it onto the battlefield. Love that. Okay. Cast Kassandra. Extort. I'm very excited about this. Check our mana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have enough. Okay. Extort one time. Only 2 players. Not going to be as good as it was with 3. ETB trigger. Get the Spear of Leonidas. How big's this thing? That's a 3/3, huh? So we could steal that, or we could kill that, rather. Yeah. Yeah. And then we could draw a card? How does this read? Whenever a creature you control with a legendary equipment on it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. I'm going to put all the equipments in one spot. We could draw an extra card if we split our creatures up and split our creatures and equipments up, but I don't really want to do that. Okay, yeah, just go to combat. This thing. Wait, oh, almost did it wrong. Choose the permanent. That's going to be Sun Titan. Part of me kind of wants to do the looting, but getting the extra counters on here from the double strike will be a really good idea. Attaching the Spear of Leonidas. Going to combat. Yeah, let's just go over here. Pirate deck. Um, yeah, now we'll... Yep. Making sure I don't misclick. Triggers! Nothing in our graveyard. We give this thing double strike. We are going to shoot their blocker. They're going to shoot their blocker again. And third time's a charm. Down it goes. We have double strike. Oh, yeah, this will draw us 2, actually. Or it should, anyway. Assuming no removal spells. Yeah, card draw and Umezawa triggers. I think this is going to be one of those games now that we talked about where Umezawa just runs the table. This is going to be one of the most controlling Voltron games I may have ever played. Probably in the top 5. We draw a card. What do we draw? Another red land. I mean, you know, comes in tapped, but eventually that could be cool. Same thing again. Have we played a land yet? Yeah, we played the plateau. Draw another card. Oh, man. I may legit go for the looting next turn, because, yeah, we have flooded on mostly white mana. What we are going to do is cast the Wanderer here. And that'll extort. Unfortunately, the extort will just cancel out the life lost to the Ancient Tomb, so no positive gain right there, but still keeps us at 10. Okay, so let's get rid of things that are bad for our health, namely the Zuladoc. And in all likelihood, this will probably attack us, and I'll probably shoot it when it does, but we don't have to make that decision just yet, so we'll pass like that. Are we running the Reaver Cleaver? I think we might be. Yep, it's in here. Could have won this without red. Yeah, I mean, we were getting to that point. It's a lot easier with red, I'll say that. So, funny story about the Spear of Leonidas is that it itself is red, and generally double strike means run all of the swords of X and Y, but because this is red, it means that you probably don't want to run any of the pro red ones, and those happen to be particularly... Oh, yep, opponent scoops. Got him. Particularly Sinew and Steel is one that I do like to run a lot, and that's awkward. Also, Forge and Frontier I have been finding useful in a lot of spots. Forge and Frontier would be great right here to cough all these lands out. See what opponent's got. All his dust would set us back pretty far. Their commander is coming back in. They'll get one chance to cast something before we can respond and shoot it. So far, though, I've had 2 really awkward games with Kassandra, and I like what I'm seeing, but I still can't, like, figure out exactly where it... Oh, God, yeah, here we go. Where it exists in the space of Boros equipment commanders. But so far, I mean, so one good equipment plus double strike does tend to be pretty good and gets a lot of things done. Yeah, here we go. What's this one do? Whenever you cast a spell, untap that creature until end of turn. It has base power. Okay, it becomes a 10/10. That's fun. What's this one do? That is so much. I can't read that. I can't read that after LASIK. That's too small. It's doing a lot of stuff. Man, what is everyone with the threatened effects? Why is all of our stuff getting stolen? Um, that is until end of turn, right? Oh, he doesn't have to read it. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. Okay, yeah, we get it back. Okay. The base power toughness 10 with trample is a little scary. Urza's Battlethopter. Yeah, this is about as bad as all this could have gone. Opponent is making a play. Also, they're at 48, so, like, we're probably just not going to be able to kill them in, like, a single turn. And also, we need to not die right here. We should be... Oh, God, it's going to get double strike. Oh, no. Oh, we get to choose. Oh, thank God we get to choose the mode. Oh, thank God. This might be a time for the horse to soak up more damage. Yeah, opponent has coughed a board out. This one's also a 14/14. Gross. Feel like I probably should have did something about that before all that stuff resolved. Yeah, that is seriously a ton of text on this thing. It got smaller because of all the other effects going off. Well, I guess we're about to feel a little bit of pain here. Here comes opponent. They're going to bring back a Matter Reshaper. So we get to choose. Yeah, I think this is the time for the horse. Matter Reshaper come Annihilator 2. That's not going to be great. Oh, what don't we need? Archaeomancer's Map is not doing a whole heck of a lot. I can get rid of that. And I guess a land. All right. Do you guys see trample on this? I don't see any trample on that, so I think we can just throw the horse in front of it. Put the horse in front of that. I mean, I think we can... Let's see. Haste, trample, Annihilator 2. We got through that. Vigilance. I'm not expecting any tricks, so I think we can just gain some life and balance that out. Start gaining life. Here it is. That's the life gain mode on Jit. Fun story. Opponent is tapped out. Oh, let's think about that. Okay. We might be able to kill them on the backswing because they have literally no blockers. Down to 2. Also more counters on the Jit. Yeah, I think we can kill them with commander damage. Wait, why didn't Sun Titan come? Oh, thank God. Whew. Cycling and dismantling wave could be a thing that could happen. Um, okay. So what we need to do is go straight to combat. Arden choosing Kassandra. Moving the spear and the jit. Yeah, you guys see where this is going? Attack with Sun Titan and Kassandra. I think I'm just going to get the land back, even though we could get the map. The map would just... Yeah, I do kind of want my land back, just in case. Yeah, we're going to go double strike. And get back that land that we talked about. Use the ability. Opponent scoops right there. Yeah, so we just pump it 6 times or whatever we need. And that's the game. So, yeah, man, the late game double strike on this thing in the few times I've seen it is just so good. I guess, what time is it? 11:30? Yeah, we give them how many people? We got 30 people in here? Yeah, we'll fire up another game. Let us see. I don't... So... This is the account that Daybreak Games gave me, so I have access to all the cards, which is extremely cool. But I don't have a lot of deck lists loaded into this yet. That one's silly. Yeah, the pump. So, like I said, that was a game. I talked about it at the beginning. That was a game where Jit just ran the game. A little behind on chat here. Yeah, the real question is what modes on Austere Command. I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh, we could go artifacts, but it's going to hurt. We have the Sun Titan, which can get stuff back, but they have a lot of big creatures. I was running that math myself. Okay. All right, we've got what, like maybe 8 or so decks available here. I'm gonna leave it to you guys. What do you want to see? We got Ashling Flame Dancer. We've got Gisela Double Strike Tribal. We've got Horde of Notions, Incarnations, and what are the other ones? And Forces. So Hostility and Magmatic Force, basically. I've got... no, you guys can't see that one. That one's coming soon. Maha, I posted the other day. We could do Maha, potentially. People will hate us. Ooh, we got the Flage deck. We got 1 vote for Maha. Jite? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it, yeah. Yes. I think it is pronounced Jite. I basically just alternate between the two in hopes that one of them is correct. Got Eartha Joe. That one's not ready to go. That one's not ready to go either. And we have Tai Joaquin. What's everyone feeling? I personally am feeling, well, I guess I never built the attacking version of Flage, but Flage could be interesting. Did it get expensive? Yeah. My old school Ashling deck? Maybe. I did think about playing old school Ashling tonight. How many votes for old school Ashling? It's really annoying on like the YouTube chat, because I'm just watching myself off of YouTube as the monitor, and the emoji thing is right over the text box, which is annoying. All right, we got 1 for old school Ashling. I'm gonna have to go like get the deck list. Nope, not that one. Think no one look at that. Oh, maybe it is on Chrome. I had to format my computer a few months ago because someone hacked me, and everything's all out of sorts now. Hopefully, I updated this deck list at some point. see what we got for Ashling decks. 6 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year, 5 months. This might be reasonably up to date. Night the Future, Earthquake. Okay, yeah, I'm running Roaring Blades. Okay, I think this one is up to date enough. Ooh, 33 lands. I'm cheating on lands. Okay. Yep, we'll force PJ to play combo and pull out Phage. I can disable the emoji thing with the 3 dots? Oh, where's the 3 dots? I'll look for that after. It looks like a lot. Yeah, no, this is not a 99 mountain Ashling deck. Yeah, okay. I think it's decided. I feel like playing this one. Okay, so download that. Go in here. Import Ashling. Choose something that looks red. Where is put Ashling in the command zone? Oh, there must be a card that's not available on Magic Online. What can we put in? What do we need to put in here? Card draw is probably like a good idea. Treasonous Ogre might be too ambitious. Actually, you know what? We're gonna get a Bitter Thorn. I don't think that's in here yet. Get Bitter Thorn, get rid of Treasonous Ogre. Is Burgee in here? The backside of Burgee, the Harnfell, is really good in this deck for some reason. Okay, we'll try it. See if we can find a game. "98 Mountains" and a Troll Charbelcher. PJ's Reddit history. Oh god, did you see my Reddit? I've been hanging out on the Diablo 2 Reddit way too much. I'm not normally a big Reddit guy, but when you find rare stuff, it's fun to post it somewhere. Burgee's Booty Horn? Yeah. Well, I guess we can, while this is loading up, we can go look at Kassandra more. So, once again, I didn't quite have the game I was expecting with this deck. It did do cool things, but I've got stuff in here that I want to test, like cards. So I would like to see the Lost GT more. Where's the new stuff? I've got Excalibur in here. I've been hoping to see that one time. Got Mjolnir. Been hoping to see that one. Got the Caduceus. Those all look really, really strong. We also got, I jammed this in here just because Raven Clan War Axe and Ivor to go find the Battle Axe. So had some like new stuff. We just didn't run into it. It's just, you know, a very classic Arden, Sun Titan, GT commander kind of situation. Oh no. No one's playing commander. Oh, we got one. Mjolnir was a slam dunk into Hilda. Oh, what does Hilda do? I remember Hilda being ridiculous. I just don't remember all the modes. Whenever you tap an untapped creature, opponent controls, you may pay. Oh, yeah. That seems insanely ridiculous. Hey, we've got a game. All right. And we're going first again. All right. Keep that luck a-rolling. Have I considered trying Kassandra as the head of a discard reanimator deck? The spear is a pretty good way to get things into the grave. No, that's actually a very interesting thought. Um, there's a Spine Rock Knoll for you. Who was asking about that earlier? This, I mean, even in this deck, it's a little tricky, but we can make it work. This hand is, you know, maybe if I bet it ramps, it doesn't have card draw. So we'll just hope that we find some card draw at some point. But mana is the name of the game with this deck. This is the single most mana-hungry commander that I've ever played, the second being Sisay Weatherlight Captain. Sisay, the 5-color Sisay, whichever one that's called. Good old ley line to start off the game. We go first. Doesn't look like we need to do anything crazy on one, so we'll just Spine Rock Knoll. Hopefully we don't hit things that we don't want. What do we got? Well, that was a card draw spell, so that makes me sad. Gauntlet of Power is always good. Gear Report Ether Grid can be kind of fun. It's more of a fun card. I mean, we probably gotta choose the Gauntlet if we're gonna go through the headache of trying to get all that going. Zeke, there it goes. Yeah, so Kassandra would be interesting. How would you do that? So, Boros Reanimator. I did play a Boros Reanimator, not the Angel deck. What was the commander? It was one of the team up commanders. I built like a non-synergy Reanimator deck, so it was just like, you know, jam big Boros stuff in there. And funny enough, when you don't have like some underlying theme for the creatures that you're reanimating, just reanimating something big isn't really good enough anymore. I mean, for the most part, just because there's so much synergy across decks now that, like, you know, if I play, I don't know, Boros Battle Shaper and then just, I don't know, Inferno Titan or something like that, that's good, but it's not necessarily game winning, and it's not necessarily going to overcome the synergy of other decks. I noticed, so it can be kind of ridiculous. Sword of the Animist is another way to get mana, which I like. I think this is one of the very few 2-mana commanders that I've ever played, especially in paper. And there is something ridiculous about having a 2-mana commander, because it's turn 2, and we cast our commander. And it's basically a sure bet that you're going to be able to do that. So, love that. You don't reveal commanders until first turn, so nobody gets tempted to trade out. I knew my friend was playing Send Triplets, so I played 99 Ash and Wall down to 0 just to prove a point. Gotcha. Was it the Maha game where someone tried to hit me with something that, like, cast a card out of our hand, and I only had 2 lands left in hand? Was that the game where that happened? Ashling is one of the best mono red life gain commanders. I agree. I have gained absurd amounts of life with this deck. I think my best was about 150. I might have gotten to about 200 one time. I think I got to like 218. That does sound familiar. There was a lot of stuff on board, and it was a pretty big explosion. It does take a lot of setup, though. So best is going to be... There aren't really a lot of other great options, but yeah, the setup involved to do that is significant. Dragonborn Looter, it loots. Pyramid of the Pantheon. Brick counter, add 3 mana of any one color, activated as 3 or more brick counters, okay? That is fine. Mind's Eye is the card draw that we're looking for, so I like that. What do we got for lands? Get a mountain. Yeah, just cast Sword of the Animist. Oh, we can also get the Manifold key in. Don't you even counter this. Yeah, that hurts. Not thrilled about that. Play the Manifold key. What deck is this? Oh, Afara? Yeah, I mean, attack them. Also facing off against Mirren's Sentinel Worm. Oh, no. That one's also terrible. I guess we're a board wipe commander, so that might be okay. Omnath, Locus of... I don't like any of these commanders. This might be a tough game, especially with that sword going down. Would I crack a Buried Ruin to get that back? I might. That's how bad I want that Sword of the Animist. Next turn we're on Thran Dynamo, I guess, which does give us mana, and that'd be good. And we can Mind's Eye. I think. Can we do that all in one turn? No, we could probably get the hammer, at the very least. Heartless Hitasugu, also a good life gain deck. Yeah. Funny commander in that you can just, like, if you get everyone's life total in the right spot, double damage. Ends the game. Waiting for the Katie Bree to get into MTGO to finally properly show off your Archer deck? Okay. I haven't seen that one. They printed a couple of equipment plus creature reanimation spells. Last one was job and unfinished business. Maybe with one or more of those, you can ditch the legendary creature. You can ditch the creature and the legendary equipment. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Shadow Spear is a magic card. Play the Buried Ruin. Play the Hammer. Free equip the Hammer. Continue poking the Afara after blowing up our thing. I'll probably switch off them next turn. Start thinking about this dragon player. This thing gets ridiculous. Evolving Wilds. Angel of the Ruins. Oh, no. They're playing Blue-White Reanimate. Oh, they plain cycled it probably. Yeah, that still makes... Hopefully that doesn't come back, because that's a card that can wreck our day. This is a very artifact-heavy deck. Opponent loots. Remember your Miram deck? Not yours specifically. I do have bad memories of the few times that I have faced Miram, though. So, no, I don't recall yours individually, but as a whole, I kind of hate facing this commander. This might be a good matchup against Dragon Spam. Yeah, it might be. As long as we can get Ashling set up and have the mana that we need to... Well, we need to get 6 counters on there, basically. Or some Death Touch. Then, yeah, that might actually work out. Oh, I meant to go Thran Dynamo. Whoops. See what we draw on our turn. Burgie's interesting. I think we'll hold on to that for now. Play the land. Play the Thran Dynamo. Man, I feel like opponent's probably sitting over there with a counter spell, and if this gets countered, it's not going to be good for us. Use the Manifold Key. Cast the Mind's Eye. See if we can draw one card. It gets through. Love that. We'll start going into the Dragons deck, because, yeah, that'll be a problem at some point. Yeah, I've seen versions of your Archer's deck, but uh, a Hobby Caleria at the helm just turns it into a board lock deck, and Drizzt doesn't have the same Archer synergies. Yeah. Opponent's gonna generous gift our Thran Dynamo. I mean, do they want us to just attack them mercilessly? Because it's kind of what they're asking for. We'll draw a card. It's a mountain. I think we actually need the Mind's Eye more than the Thran Dynamo. I do like the Thran Dynamo, but the Mind's Eye will help us sustain the game, which is going to be important here. Opponent's going to loot. We don't have any more mana. Yeah, next turn we're going to leave a lot of mana up, I think. I don't love that opponent has this in play because they have to commit to nothing. So, like, I mean, they can just cast their commander whenever they feel like it. And I don't think we have the levels of protection spells that we would really want for something like this. Now the Mind's Eye goes down. What's the Beside You ability? Search your library for a land card, basic land type on the battlefield. Yes. Man, we're getting hated pretty hard. Pretty hard. Did need that Mind's Eye to stick. That might be something that I buried, Ruin. Ooh, here's an interesting thing. We have 6 damage right here. If we pump up Ashling one time, in theory, we could get a Gauntlet of Power. Yeah, here comes Miriam. Yup. And Gauntlet of Power would at least solve mana issues. Won't fix the card draw necessarily, but the mana, again, with the Buried Ruin could get us back to the Mind's Eye. Yes, I am live. This is the first one I've done in a while, so welcome in. Ashling tends to draw the most heat. Not usually when I play it. I mean, if people have seen it before, maybe. But a lot of times you can go under the radar because it's kind of like slow and weird. Like, stuff like this is just crazy, right? So, you know, usually that sort of stuff will eat up a lot more of the focus than whatever we're doing. Opponent's got a 4/4. Not a ton of red at the table beside us, so that'll be good if we do get the Gauntlet in. Dark Steel Plate is interesting. Play Mountain. I think I'm just going to try to get to this. Hopefully, opponent doesn't have anything too crazy. See what they want to do. No blocks, okay. Pump Ashling. Check the timing of this. This turn, okay. So we're going to do it at the end step. Because I want opponent to commit to doing stuff. Let's see, we'll have 1, 2, 3. So play the Dark Steel Plate. Free equip to the Elephant. Use the ability. Then we go to the end step. See if we can get opponent to blink first and cast, but priority of turns. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to do it. Okay. Activate the Spine Rock, Noel. Here it comes. Cast a Gauntlet of Power. Rewatched that new Ashling video yesterday. Forgot how red is secretly the best life gain color with them. Yeah. Really? Really? Man. 3 big pieces down. Afara coming in. That upsets me. Now, Miriam should draw attention if it doesn't. Mistakes have been made. Yeah, I have concerns about all of this. Dragon Tempest, that's a scary card. That's a really scary card. Lava Spur Boots, more haste and ward. Equip to the Miriam, yep. Opponent's going to path the Miriam, thank God. That takes a little pressure off. Still, Dragon Tempest is something you should be very scared of. Opponent pays the ward. Wheel of Fortune wouldn't be the worst. Opponents are low on cards, so feeding them might not be great, but we have lost a lot. Opponent making 8 mana, no big deal. Boots in a dragon deck is a flavor fail. Dragons have feet. Dance of the Tumbleweeds. Search the library for lands or deserts. Make a big elemental. Guessing we're going for lands? Karamitra. Ugh. Yeah, opponents they burn so much on us that you probably should have saved something. Did I put what's the reanim? Nope, that's not the right deck. Scrap Mastery is in the deck. That is a thing to think about. Hopefully we find it. There's a mountain. Hmm. How much mana do we actually have? 5, 6, 7. That would be 8. I am thinking about this, then discard the land and hope we catch stuff. I think I'm going to try that. Discard this mountain. Hopefully we catch more lands. At least one land. Land and a spell would be the most ideal. There's the land. And a Thaumatic Compass. Love that. Cast a Thaumatic Compass. Oh, we can gain some life is also what we can do. Cast a Shadow Spear. We're out of cards now. Free equip to the Ashling. Use the ability. Send. Oh, that's Annihilator? Annihilator's in this game? Didn't even notice. In some sense, I kind of wish this would stay on the front, but the Spire side is going to be helpful against the Dragons deck. So we gain some life. We go up to 45. Flip the Compass. The backside of Burgee is Sinner indeed. That's it. That's a good call on that comment. Reflector Mage. Ew. You know what would have stopped that path? The fierce guardianship. If this is a blink deck, that'll probably be very terrible. No, it's way too late. Well, sorry, I just saw it. What's your deck in WinCon? We're playing Ashling the Pilgrim, and the WinCon is Exploding Ashling. There's other burn in the deck. Repercussion is usually involved in whatever win happens. But burning people's life out is kind of the name of the game. There's earthquakes and other stuff like that in here. So it's kind of like mono red control with like a hint of Ultron, because some equipments are really good on Ashling. But yeah, mostly a lot of burning is how it actually wins. Now he thinks I've been thinking about guardianship the whole time. Yeah, I really haven't. I mean, I'm annoyed about like any one removal spell is like a little annoying, but fine. The fact that we've eaten what, 4 of them? Ugh. And the thing is too is like I get that my Ashling deck is good because I spent about 2 to 3 years ago. Yeah, probably about 2 years ago. I spent a lot of time updating this thing to really make it hit hard in the current landscape of Commander. And it took a while. Like, I mean, it was a couple weeks of like play testing, and the biggest thing is figuring out how to solve the mana issue. And these manifold key Thran Dynamo type situations are a pretty budget friendly way to be able to do that instead of just like buy a Feast and Famine and buy a Dockside, which that's the expensive way to do it. But yeah, so I did spend a lot of time thinking about it, and I ended up with like 22 pieces of ramp in the deck because you just need to make mana that badly. Was this more ramp? More ramp. Animar, Soul of Elements, does not have protection from red, so I guess we can live with that. Man, that pro white on this thing has killed me time and time again because I play a lot of Boros. No response. No response to our snarky message. Opponent cracks clue. Once that a Xenagos, God of Revels, Stompy deck, just big creatures and ramp. Yeah, I mean that's how that deck works. Big creatures and ramp is the name of that deck. I think that's a great deck for like if someone like were new to the game and you're like, what deck should I play? Like I feel like that's a really good deck to be like, hey, this has a really simple game plan. You play big creatures and hit people with them, and it's very straightforward. But it's also powerful, right? Like, even though you know what's coming when you face a Xenagos deck, you can't always stop it. I still lose to it fairly regularly when it shows up. Back to our turn. Valakut Awakening is not particularly helpful with no hand, but we can discard it to this thing and keep churning through our deck. What do we get? 2 lands. Inventor's Fair is nice. Play the Inventor's Fair. I think this turn we just start pumping Ashling and maybe think about using the Buried Ruin to get something back. We'll leave this back as a blocker, and then I guess we'll attack with Ashling. Go back into the dragons. In decks like this, in decks that can make a ton of mana, Mind's Eye is actually still a good card. Like, the big problem is that 5 to get it into play. Like, in our case, the problem is that it got shot. If it sat around literally one more turn, we would have drawn probably 4 more cards. Panharmonicon, yeah, this is going to be a Blink deck. Don't like where this is going. Blink is not good for Ashling. One saving grace is that Afara is low on cards. I built my Ashling deck after watching yours a few years ago, and it's fun. Yeah, it's a weird, unique commander, and there's nothing else like it. And it's kind of a challenge, right? And that's why I like it, because the new Ashling is just insanely strong, right? Like, yeah, you can win the game with it really easily, but I don't find it like particularly satisfying because of how insanely powerful it is. This one, you got to figure some things out to be able to win a game with this thing, and like you need to play pretty well, and then also just get lucky and not have all of your stuff get blown up. That's a big part of this deck. So there is just that luck element of if someone has a Vandal Blast, you probably lose. We have an Inventor's Fair that we can use at some point here, and we should maybe think about what we can go get with it. Miriam coming back. Cage Sun is interesting. Gauntlet of Might could be good. This isn't the worst thing because it gets us past the dragon, but we do have that manifold key that can help with that too. Okay, so there probably isn't like tons and tons of things. There's the Dragon Tempest. Yeah. Watch out for that. They're going to shoot the Animar, so Animar down. Okay, so I think I'm on Inventor's Fair. We are going to put a counter on Ashling right here. Yeah, I'm thinking Inventor's Fair, Gauntlet of Might. Scythe of the Wretched is a fantastic include, but it's bugged on Magic Online, so I don't run it for that reason. Yeah, the triggers get all messed up. Like, basically, what happened with it? I did cast it one time a long time ago, and like, I think I gained every creature in play, like not just the ones that died, like literally all of them or something like that. It was wild. I'm like, oh, that's a little too broken. We're not going to play that. But yeah, Scythe of the Wretched is fantastic. Another fun deck is Perforos, God of the Forge, lots of goblins. Yeah, I mean, that's... I have faced that deck many times, and it can kill you really fast. So, fun story, because, back when I was playing a lot of Aurelia, Perforos was super popular. If there's a Perforos at the table, and I'm playing Aurelia, or like any Boros aggro deck, really, like, the amount of damage I need to do to the table is significantly lower. Because Perforos will probably cut everyone to at least 20. So, like, you only need to go half the distance after that. Let's see what's coming down in the second main phase here. That's kind of a lot of mana. That is Omnath, Locus of All, gets a land and what, makes a 4/4? Yep. All seems good. Also, fun story. Opponent's on 8 Commander. Like, I probably wouldn't tap out to just, like, Commander lethal them out, but I think we could do if we really get into a bad spot. I might be thinking of Unscythe. No, Unscythe is the Grixis one, which is also an extremely cool Magic card. Is it bugged? Unscythe works when unequipped. Oh, that might be the problem with Scythe of the Wretched also. I feel like that is also a thing. Opponent, ooh, Shalai. Well, we're a board wipe deck. Shalai is good, but not necessarily the end of the world. Karamitra is now a creature, though, and Karamitra won't die to Ashling, so that's the thing. Unless, I mean, I probably... Would I activate the Shadow... I don't know. We have a Shadow Spear, so, like, if we really want to get rid of that Karamitra, it could happen. At the end step, we are going to... Wait, we got to double-check this wording. Activate this ability, let's see, sacrifice your Adventurous Fair, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Okay, yeah, we're going to do that right now. Crack the Inventor's Fair. Oh, there is a Scythe. Scythe of the Wretched is in here. I'm not going to get it, though, because... Or maybe we should. What's on board? I don't know that we have enough mana to kill everything. I think we need the mana. Get Gauntlet of Might. And then put a counter on Ashling. Another mountain. Let's discard the mountain. Like I said, Harnfell, it's keeping us alive in this game. Ooh, Commune with Lava is a magic card. Play this mountain. Play the Gauntlet. Yeah, we have double mana. Swing. Yeah, keep going into the Dragon's deck. Seems like a good idea. So we can draw more cards with Commune, or we can start really cranking up Ashling. Both scythes are bugged. That is disappointing because they're both really cool cards. We need to leave a little bit of mana out for this, but I think we do want to get some value out of this Commune with Lava right here. But there is a world in which we could just leave this mana up, and that might be a good idea. We can go X3. Oh, X4. What'd we hit? Seething Song is interesting. Seething Song, Godo, Stone Speaker, Crystal. Okay. So that's all stuff we can do next turn. Pass like that, we want to leave mana up for Ashling. Seething Song gives us a little bit of breathing room if stuff starts getting weird. Overloaded Cyclonic Rift, really? That's what we're doing. All right, well, we're blowing up the board then. I think we have to use the Seething Song right here to do it. Yep. Do all this. Second counter on Ashling. Third counter on Ashling. Explode the Ashling. We are at 148 life. The board getting blued up. We could have... Well, I don't know that we had the mana to activate the Shadow Spear, but that's not a bad little... I mean, the timing is going to wreck us, but opponents are all going to get to rebuild first, which I'm not thrilled about. Reflector Mage is out of play, though, and that is a good thing, because that'd be really bad for us. 148. Mono red life gain. Good thing we didn't go for the Scythe, because everything would have just got bounced. Miriam coming back. Yep. This, I mean, is this a situation where we go for the front side of Burgee? That's an interesting thought. What do we get with Godo? We have the hammer already, which is a lot of it. We have the life link. I mean, it could be War and Peace because that would shut off the white. Yeah, maybe it is War and Peace. Yeah, there's a lot of all three opponents are. Yeah, War and Peace is good against all three opponents. So maybe that's what we're getting with Godo. Honden of Cleansing Fire. Oh, what? Yeah, life gain's reasonable against Ashling. There's another mountain. Play this mountain. So I think try the gauntlet. Hope it doesn't get countered. Oh, here it comes. It gets countered. I swear they already cast Counterspell. All right. Let's see. So we would spend 4 or we're 1 short. Gross. But if we Manifold Key... I want to try to get the Stone Speaker and the Godo. So if we cast Burgie, that'd be 3. We cast 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the Stone Speaker, and we get 1. No, that doesn't work. We're giving up on the Stone Speaker? Probably. Yeah, cast Godo. I wish I did mana differently last turn just to like save the Seething Song. I made a mental mistake in there somewhere. Use the ability, yes. Yeah, I think War and Peace. This would be a situation for a Feast and Famine. That'd be nice, but this is more or less a copy of my paper deck. I do use a proxy for the Gauntlet of Might. You used to despise Rift, but with modern power creep, it's honestly an old friend. Yeah, like, it's still annoying, don't get me wrong. But the fact that, like, protection spells have gotten a lot stronger. Mono Red doesn't have... Red Elemental Blast is probably what you're looking at against a Rift, but... yeah. The fact that everyone has protection now makes Cyclonic Rift much less punishing. And I mean, yeah, things also get so fast now that like you do need resets. Like you need board wipes that actually get through from time to time because everything just gets so fast, and like once they have the protection spell, the game just can like snowball really quickly. So opponent goes up to 4 cards off the Mole Drifter with the Panharmonicon. That's very good. Could use... We still need more mana. The opponents just keep hitting our mana so hard. There's a Dragon Tempest. Yeah, not thrilled about that. They have enough dragons. They could kill Godo, and I would not be super happy. Actually, I think this can kill Godo. Dragon Tempest, Miriam, Dragon Tempest. Yep. What's this one do? Oh, that's a lot of text. That's way too small. It's a live stream. I'm back. All right, let's see how bad this is going to get. Yep, they're going to shoot the Godo. We have not bought ourselves any favor with the Dragon's opponent. Also, we're at 148 life. God, if we could catch Scrap Mastery, that would be amazing. Godo down. So basically anything we do now needs to be equipped to the sword. Unexpected Omnath Shrines deck? Yeah. I did not have that down as a Shrines deck that we were looking at. Spurs on the Dragon, yep. Honestly, a regular board wipe wouldn't be the worst thing. Because then, yeah, like a Blasphemous Act. Because then we could go Shadow Spear and, well, maybe we'll see. Yeah, board wipe wouldn't be horrible. Mana Geyser would be a sight for sore eyes. I'm gonna send two at us. We can maze one of them. We'll do the commander, because that makes the most sense. Oh, what? As ward? The ward ability. Gross. Yep, definitely want that board wipe now. Gotta build Apothecary White. It's so much fun to pilot. I don't know what that is. Down to 137. 6 commander. Deals 2 damage to each opponent for each of the cards that are still exiled. That's a lot of cards in exile. Is everyone else just dead? Deals 2 damage to each opponent for each of those. Just about. They're at 1. Well, I mean, this seems like a recipe to just like, well, I guess they can gain life back here, but this seems like a recipe to just slam Ashling, maybe. Mana Geyser would make this all a lot easier. Board wipe? It's one of the clue cards. Blood on the Snow. Yeah. Okay. Love that. Love that. Opponent's going to Soul Ring. Yep. Blood on the Snow is a fantastic song by a band called Frozen Crown. They're from Italy. And they're probably my favorite band of the last 6 or 7 years. Opponent's gonna, what, save the Muldrifter, probably? Yep. Save the Muldrifter. Good news is that taps them out. And so, you know, counterspells should no longer be an issue. Dragons go down, thank God. Omen of the Sea. Scry 2, then draw a card. I mean, I think the plan, depending on what we draw, but I think the plan is cast Ashling, put counters on it, and just hold that over people's head. We have 2 players we can basically kill with that. The question is whether we should let Annihilator live or not. I really don't want them to live. We could just find like a cute 1 damage somewhere that we don't have to like do all of our usual stuff. That'd be cool. Afara trigger. Voltaic key. We have both of the keys and no mana rocks because all of our mana rocks got blown up. Play the mountain. What's interesting is both of those keys are mana neutral. So is Shadow Spear. That's all very interesting. With Burgie. Yeah, I mean, I think we just cast Ashling. Put the sword on it. Try to protect it a little. There's a school of thought where I should just do this now. So they don't draw like Disallow or something like that. Yes, the old "don't make me push the button" game plan. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, this is what you want to see is an Ashling deck. 2 players with really low life. Single digits. What's this one? Top 3 cards of your library. Okay. And the other thing, too, is that like they're on 16 commanders, so we don't have that far to go on commander damage either. Ooh, you know what? That being the case... That being the case, I think we just try to go for the kill here. We'll wait till the end step of the Dragon's player. Like, if they only cast a red creature, we just don't care that much. I am a fan of the don't make me push the button game plan. All right, let's see what they've got. Dies, you may search your library for a dragon card. It is a green creature, which is a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Importantly, they are low on mana, so... Dragon Tempest. Is that a dragon? It is a dragon. Dragon Bard. They can... Ah, they're just going to kill him. Nice. Okay. So... This is good, because now if they have, like, responses and stuff... Oh, yeah, okay. Here comes all the responses. I guess we let all this play out. We could just go now, but... Teferi's is a card. We could... They have mana up. Yeah, we should probably be doing this now, but I'm tired. Also, I'm a little bit curious to see where this goes. 3 life. Nope, that's not going to happen. Second counter on Ashling. One to go. And so here's an Ashling pro tip for you guys. Whenever you can, and it's not always possible, leave an extra 2 mana in case you need to, like, respond over the top. It's even better if you can leave more than that. So yeah, so here comes the Venser, and then we're going to explode over the top of it for exactly the thing we just talked about. Opponent says, well played. GG. That's what you get for blowing up all my stuff. And Annihilator also scoops. They would die anyway. So just the Dragons deck left, and we untap. Yeah, this game's in the bag. This game's in the bag. Ashling the Pilgrim. We got 2 pretty good explosions in this game, too. One that killed 2 players, and the other one that was for 148 life or something like that. Oh, wow, it's turn 11 in this game? This game got late. I did say 11, right? My eyes are still working right. Oh, hey, and we get another counter on Ashling just for good measure. Because we still have one on the stack there. Yeah. Look at this game shaping up for us. In spite of all this removal. God, I can't believe we lost. I can't believe we lost that much stuff to spot removal. Like, if you told me someone cast a Vandal Blast and we lost all those things, I'm like, okay, fine, I get it. Lost to your command, but like, to spot removal? My God. So that Manifold Key is about to rear its head. In the most glorious of ways. So yeah, it's primarily in here to untap Thran Dynamo and Soul Ring and stuff like that. But late in a game like this, you might need Creature Can't Be Blocked. And we, in fact, need Creature Can't Be Blocked. So cast the Manifold Key. Make Ashling unblockable. How much does that cost? A little bit. Put a counter on. And and swing for what should be lethal. Protection from white, red, and can't be blocked. Also, the Cyclonic Rift was like cast at the most painful time for us. There it is. Getting the win. Wow. A little bit of adversity in that game, huh? What? Show me what we're going to draw? What we're going to draw? I don't think it's going to show us what we're going to draw. All right. Yeah. There's a win with Aisling. How about that? Obviously, the takeaway is spot removal is bad. I mean, yeah. They hit us with all the spot removal they had, and we still won the game. Oh my god, I love this deck. Love this deck. And, like, I don't know, there's something about it, like, too, when you just start running a table with it that, like, it just feels like something that shouldn't happen, but does. And, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, the removal. Mind's Eye, we drew one card. Thran Dynamo, 1 turn. Gauntlet, 1 turn. What else did we lose? I think there was one other one in there. And yeah, like I said, I mean, that rift was cast at literally the most painful point. An opponent's our end step, basically, right? And, you know, all 3 opponents had the chance to rebuild first. So, like, that really put us in a bad tempo spot. But fortunately, everyone was super low on life at that point. Yeah. Does anyone have any, like, questions or cards they want to talk about? Because I'm obviously not going to fire up another game because it's a little late, but I can hang out for like 5 minutes if anyone wants to chat. I don't think the chat said any. The chat just said well played, good game. When the one guy went down to the Aisling effect, but I didn't see anything other than that in the chat. Dimir Lazav Dimir Mastermind deck built on mill and making Lazav their creatures. Yeah, I've seen that deck. Lazav has always been like a super, well, maybe not so much now, but like back in the day was super popular commander. Oh, that was fun. That was super, super enjoyable. Wonder what new stuff is out there for this deck, even. That's a good call. Let's do this. Let's go to EDH Rec. Aisling, the Pilgrim. Anything new and interesting? I mean, I guess Aisling Flame Dancer is a reasonable inclusion for the deck. Although this deck doesn't cast as many spells. Power Balance. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. I mean, it could be all right. You know, it's just kind of like a random hope you get lucky kind of thing. But, Brash Taunter. So, for Tap Creature Tribal, I've been thinking about a weird win condition, which is Brash Taunter and Living Inferno. Living Inferno basically fights a creature and it has 8 power. So, you could kind of like ping stuff for 8. Tarian Soul Cleaver. Whenever an artifact or creature is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on this thing. This would actually be legit for the deck. The only problem is I'm trying to not run like every single equipment because there is a lot of really good equipment with Aisling. Sulfum. Oh yeah, Sulfum can go in the deck. Sulfum in here. Sulfum should be in here. Sulfum. What are we taking out? I have no idea. We'll cut Soulbright Flamekin. It's cute, but it never seems quite as good as I want it to be. Power Balance has been really bad every time you've played it. Okay, noted. Thinking about playing Living Inferno under Agatha's Cauldron. That actually, I put both of those cards into a deck that I played yesterday. Agatha of the Vile. Wait, is that the right one? No, that's not the right one. Cauldron. Wait. want to do this. Soul Cauldron, there's the one. Okay, that's the one we're looking for. So, oh, there's no zoom button in here. What does this do? Nope. Now we're talking. You may spend mana as though it were any color to activate abilities of creatures you control. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have all activated abilities of all creatures exiled with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Exile target card from a graveyard. Whenever a creature exiled this way, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Oh yeah. So yeah, you can just like Living Inferno on something indestructible, and that's a really good time. Inferno Titan may be good as an interactive creature. I think it's in here. Is it not? Oh, it got cut. It was in here. It probably should be in here. Yeah, Inferno Titan, I think, is like really well positioned now. In fact, it's probably better than Balefire Dragon. Like, if we're being completely honest with one another, Balefire Dragon is really slow and like hard to do the thing. I think Inferno Titan is a much better call overall. You want to see my take on Ivor Wolfkist? I got to look that one up. Let's see here. So that's the Naya one. 6 mana for 7/6 trample haste. When it deals combat damage to a player, you mill that many cards. You may put a saga and or land card from among them onto the battlefield. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, actually. You know, when I look at that one, like a lot of commanders, I can look at them and immediately know how I'm going to build the deck. This one I would have to play around with a little bit because I'm not, you know, I know the sagas that I use, but that's not a ton. So, you know, I'd have to really kind of look through the pile of sagas that are available. And yeah, it could be interesting for sure. Return the Favor. That card sounds familiar. Copy target instant or sorcery spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. You may choose new targets. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that could be really good. Change the target of spell or ability. So you could pay 3 to change the target. And then you could pay... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely... And, like, in a perfect world, I would have, like, a couple more spell-based interaction pieces in here. Like this, Red Elemental Blast, Wild Ricochet can do some stuff. The question is always, what do you cut? Maybe the Ether Grid. The Ether Grid's a little ambitious. Never quite. If you're in like a heavy treasure deck, this isn't a heavy treasure deck, though. Any thoughts on Mabel, the Boros Mouse Legend? I have to look it up again. 3 mana, 3/3. Other mice you control get +1/+1. When it enters the battlefield, create a legendary colorless equipment artifact token with equipped creature gets +1/+1, has vigilance, trample, and haste. Those are some keywords, huh? When it enters the... Oh, it doesn't say enters the battlefield, it just says enters. Is that a change they made recently to the text formatting? When it enters, create a legendary colorless equipment artifact. Legendary colorless equipment artifact with equipped creature gets +1/+1, vigilance, trample, and haste, and equip 2. Okay. I had to think about this for a second. Here's what you do with this commander. You do the you do kind of the similar thing that I did with Aurelia Exemplar, which is all the really big dumb red creatures, and give them trample. And in this case, you also give them vigilance, which is even better. So like, just imagine this with a Malignus. Here's a Malignus coming at you for 20. Scourge of Gyre Reach. Yeah, that's how I would build. That's how I would build this deck. Which, you know, you don't have to necessarily build it like that, but that's what I would do because it's fun. War Elemental. If you're a fan of War Elemental, which I am. Okay, you may have gotten me excited to build. Oh no, where is it? Whatever, it's in there somewhere. Yeah, you may have got me excited to build this one because I love playing big dumb red creatures that I can put trample on. Like, if you have big dumb red creatures and then you can protect them with white spells, that's like chef's kiss. Cause mono red like this, like, yeah, we had nothing for that rift, and the only thing we could do is just explode the Ashling, but no way to protect ourselves. And protection in mono red's hard to come by. If you're making crazy amounts of mana, you can run what's it called? The cauldron thing that gives you persist, but even it's not great for this deck. But still high on staff of completion. Oh, is that in here? It was in here. It's in one of my versions of the deck. I don't remember which one. Sorry. Yes, that should be in here. It's in my paper version. I know that. I don't know that this list was about a year and a half old, so it's not. It could be a little more up to date. I do hate how quickly card slots go in this deck. It could be true that, like, maybe Neheb's a little ambitious for this deck. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't show up all that often, to be honest. Vicious Shadows is a win condition and a half. That card is real silly. Winter Moon as a lock piece? I gotta look that one up. This is the one we're talking about? Winter Moon Mesa? Or you mean Blood Moon? Oh, Blood Moon? Yeah, I mean, Blood Moon is very good. The question is really, like, whether that's a party foul or not. Like, I don't run it for party foul reasons, but yeah, no, it would be a certainly very powerful tool. And it's like in certain metas, sure. Also, I mean, look at the opponents we were playing. They had a 2-color deck, a 3-color deck, and a 5-color deck. Would have been GG against some of them with the Blood Moon. Although the Blood Moon probably just gets shot like all the other stuff we played. But Winter Moon is from Winter Moon. Players can't untap more than one non-basic land. Oh, yeah. That's a powerful effect also. My problem is that I run more utility lands than most. So you'd have to really build your deck around this, and you certainly can. And it'd be a powerful thing to do that. People will also hate you. People don't accept when you beat them because you mana screw them. Yeah, I mean, that's reasonable. I'd be upset about it too. What else? I mean, the problem is, like, what do we cut? There's so many cards for this deck too that, like, I want to run. That, like, there's so many things I want in here that there isn't room for when you have to run the amount of ramp that you need to run in this deck. Like, what was it? The Soul Cleaver thing is pretty cool. What's the other one? The original one, the vampire one that does it. And then there's a card that's not on Magic Online. What is it? Sword of the Hours, I think. Yeah, still red. This is a really cool looking card, and I have it in paper, but I haven't played that much in paper recently. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage, roll a d12. If the result is greater than the damage dealt or the result is 12, double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Oh, and when it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So, yeah, it's just like it's a cute way to get a lot of counters on your stuff. Crystal Ball could be cut. But, like, you noticed in the middle part of that game, we did not have a lot going on card draw-wise. So that's why this is in here. There are other options for sure. I should probably... I need to go look through the pile of, like, what can we use to... What's that other one? Maze Mind? What's this one do? Put a page counter on it. Two, uh, two to put a page counter on it. When there are 4 or more. Wait, what? Oh, 2 to put a page counter on it. Yeah, I mean that's probably better served to something like this. I was probably trying to just like be cute with the crystal ball, but yeah. Scry 2 is okay, but if your hand's empty, you do just need cards. Believe it or not, like Rage Thrower is very awkward. Rage Thrower kills people or puts them on death's door quite often. Like if there's one player that's way too far ahead, and if any player at the table is playing a token deck, Rage Thrower plus Ashling or Board Wipe is, often like 20 or 30 damage. So think of this. It's an overpriced red Blood Artist, and Blood Artist is amazing, right? So Rage Thrower has been better than you would expect it to be as a 6-mana uncommon from Innistrad. Yeah, honestly, I could probably get rid of the Godo. But the Godo's in there to find like the Shadow Spears and Lifelink Death Touch kind of stuff, but we already had that, so it wasn't a big deal. Palantir of Aurea. Oh yeah, that might be a good one. I do need to look through and see what proliferate cards have come out, because we had the 2 what you call them? What's that plane? The 2 like new Phyrexia sets last year, and I didn't do a great job of seeing what kind of like proliferate stuff is in there. Yeah, this is actually super legit for this deck. What can come out? I do like Burnished Heart. You know what needs to go in here? Forge and Frontier needs to go in here. Because it both gets us lands, which we very much care about, and is pro-red, so Ashling can save itself. We do need to cut like a bunch of cards now. Sulfum is probably better than Furnace of Wrath is. Furnace of Wrath can get you killed. Is a thing that can do. So maybe like it should be in here, but like, do I die to it? Or yeah, Furnace can be a little scary. What are we getting rid of? We're gonna get rid of Scythe of the Wretched just because it doesn't work on Magic Online, but it is actually really good for paper. There's a world of, well, we have the keys. Okay, so I was gonna say we could cut the Mana Vault, but we do have Voltaic Key and the other one. This would be a good Mishra's Workshop deck. Yeah, there's some of those cards, like some of the really, really uber expensive cards. I know I can run them because they're on Magic Online, but like, I just don't. I don't know. That's one in particular that like I just don't feel comfortable running. But yes, it would be very good in this deck. All right, here's a question to you guys. So you guys see the large number of artifacts in this deck. What like good artifact matters red cards have come out in the past, let's say 2 or 3 years? What's the one that lets you play them off the top? The One Ring. Yeah, the One Ring. The One Ring is also one of those cards that I'm just like, I don't like the fact that they printed the One Ring, for being completely honest with one another. Chisgoria. I gotta look Chisgoria up. I think I played it once, but Affinity for Artifacts, love that for this deck. Flying and Haste, also like the Haste. When it attacks, exiles the top 5 cards of your library. You may cast an artifact spell from among them this turn. If you do, it has Affinity for Artifacts. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. I guess that can go in over Magmatic Force. As much as I love Magmatic Force, it is very slow. It is very, very slow. March of the Reckless Joy is always like a little less good than you want it to be also. I guess that can come out. Mystic Forge. Yeah, that was the one I was trying to think of. You may look at the top card of your library. You may cast artifacts and colorless spells from the top. Pay 1 life, exile the top card of your library. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Where can we slot that in? You want to be good in this deck? The 6 mana Ugin, because of all the artifacts, the cost reduction. -1 Earthquake, +1 Rolling Earthquake. I'm an Earthquake guy at heart because, like I played like Revised and stuff, and you know, I like my old school cards like that. I don't have as much. I just don't have as much like nostalgia for Rolling Earthquake. Big changes only. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you guys for watching the stream. Hope you had a good time. I do hope to do more of these in the future. I may try to stream again later this week. We'll just see. It's kind of just whenever I can find the time to do it. So I do also plan to have another video up in the next day or two. So I am trying to get back on the content train. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you all again real soon.